What is up, YouTube? Tonight we have two games in the NBA, two pretty good ones. Hopefully, some money to be made like we have the last few nights. So, I've started off the season as hot as it possibly gets. I've gone 5-0 on my straight bets, 5-1 on the parlay fillers. We've cashed basically every single slip that we made on Underdog, on PrizePicks, on Sleeper. We're up a lot of money these last couple of days. It's really been the dream start to the NBA season. Obviously, not sustainable. We're not going to sweep the board every night, but I'll try my best to do it for you. I've got 3 picks for you guys tonight on the YouTubes, but if you want to see all of my plays tonight and every single slip that I'm possibly making, you will need to join the VIP package. And if you want to join that, there's a link located in the description below where you can sign up for a 7-day free trial to my Odd Shopper Tales, where I do just that. But if you want more free content, join the free Discord server. The link to join is also down in the description below. We have about 1,700 members in the server and a bunch of people just sweating their bets, asking questions, posting screenshots of their plays, or just talking about life. It's a really nice community we have growing in there. So I look forward to seeing you, joining in and being an active member in the community, because there's definitely nothing like it in the sports betting space where it's a lot more casual. You can go in, you can post your slips, and if there's any up and coming cappers, I'm always going to highlight you guys and help you build your brand too. So just join in, reach out to me if you have any questions, and let's get right into the plays. So the first bet that I'm going to be on tonight is SGA under 44.5 PRA. Now, this was actually one of my favorite bets of the year last season, and it was specifically when Chet Holmgren came back from his injury. So if I look at the full season last year for SGA on his PRA, when Chet Holmgren has played, he went under this number 64% of the time for 34 out of 53 games. If I filter it down even further to just away games, that number was up to a 79% win rate, going under this 44.5 number 19 out of 24 times. Now, there is a little bit of a curveball in this one tonight. There is no J-Dub, and then there isn't really a sample of games with Chet Holmgren without J-Dub. On the road, it's a 3-game sample size. He's right hovering around that 44.5 number both times. Too small of a sample for me to consider in this instance. So I'm going to look at the large sample overall. He went under this number 79% of times last year, and this was literally like one of my favorite bets. Now, he did go under a lot of times because Oklahoma City did blow out a lot of teams. That actually might happen tonight. The Pacers are not the same team that they were last year. Their starting lineup is going to be Nembhard, Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, and Jackson. No Halliburton, no Miles Turner, just completely different team for them this year. I think Oklahoma City blows them out, and I do think SGA goes under his PRA number for us to at least get us on another hot start to our night. Next, we're moving over to the second game, the Nuggets and the Warriors. I've got a couple of plays for this one. First one is Jonathan Kuminga over 23.5 PRA. Kuminga is going to have a larger role this season. He played about 33 minutes last game, ended up with 32 PRA. He went 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, which probably isn't sustainable, but he was able to get there even without the hot 3-point shooting with his peripherals. He had 15 rebounds and assists. He was just super active. He had a really good game against the Lakers on opening night. Now, since he played 33 minutes last night, I'm going to expect that he's probably going to play 33 or more minutes, or at least 30 or more minutes most games this season. So I'm going to move the bar here all the way up to 30 minutes per game. Actually, I can even drop it down to like 28 or 29 minutes. We'll do 29 minutes. So in games last season where he played 29 or more minutes, he averaged 34.5 PRA. He went over this number every single time he played this many minutes, albeit there were some games, without Curry, without Draymond, without Jimmy Butler. But even if I include like Steph Curry in this number, he still had 7 games with Steph Curry. They went over to 23.5. If I go with Jimmy Butler, it turns into just a small sample of 3 games, but still going over every single time. And then if I go with Draymond, it's the same story. 10 games with Draymond last year, averaging 32.3 PRA, going over this number all 10 times. So I think this number is way too low in Kuminga. I wouldn't be shocked if like a month from now we start seeing his props at like 29.5. So I want to get ahead of the curve here and bet on his overs early before that number starts to tick up even more. Because, even if you take out his hot 3-point shooting last night, he probably ended up with like 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. That's still, 25 or 24 PRA. So that's still over this 23.5 number. So you really don't even need Kuminga to have a massive game shooting to go over this number. I think it's a great spot for him, and they're going to need it against Denver. Going to be a really good game tonight. And then moving over to my second play in this game, it is our only parlay filler tonight, and it is Jimmy Butler over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Kind of goes hand in hand with the Kuminga play. You probably shouldn't combine the two of them together on a slip. You really can if you're doing it on Underdog or PrizePicks. So you need players from each team. But I'm loving this over 7.5 rebounds and assists. If I go into the filters here, and I filter for games with Draymond and Steph Curry, so once he joined the Warriors, when everybody was healthy on the team, and if I filter for home games, he went over the 7.5 number every single time, averaged 13 rebounds and assists in those 15 home games. Granted, the number is inflated a little bit from the 23 and the 20 he had those couple of games, but the most likely outcome is between the 10 and 14 range. 7.5 isn't a lot for a guy who's going to play pretty large minutes. The other night, he ended up playing 35 minutes in the first game of the season, probably around what we're going to see from him in most games, 35 plus minutes or so. I doubt he's going to play the 40 minutes that we saw in some of those other games last year, at least early on. But this Jimmy Butler over 7.5 rebounds and assists, great play as a parlay filler on FanDuel and DraftKings, or if you're on PrizePicks, it is a Green Goblin play. But that is my 3 plays for tonight. Like I mentioned before, if you want to see all of my slips, you'll have to sign up for the VIP package, the link located in the description below. And I appreciate you guys sticking around until the end of the video. If you watch this long, please subscribe to the channel, drop a comment what your best bet is for tonight, and best of luck on your picks tonight, everybody.